Right, I don't need to say anything because you said everything I was going to say. But I do like to welcome you to the Institute of Materials, Minerals and Mining, our home here in London. Fabulous facility we have here. Obviously we don't own the building, we rent it from the Queen, and we get to see the royal wedding party go past and things like that. We have about 16,000 members, of which I know some of them are here tonight. You're all very warmly welcome. The background to MINEX has been explained by Arthur. Clearly Arthur is the commercial side of it, but the consultants involved, like myself with Wardle Armstrong International and David with SRK, we're extremely happy with what Advantex do, and also the fact that they plough the profits back in for initiatives, like this mining club. I've also been very happy to be associated with it and help out on the technical committee, and it's quite good fun doing that. And well, the last forum was in Moscow in October, and I was able to sort of talk there a little bit about some trends that are going on by talking to the members and bringing back some of those thoughts. And I won't go through them all, but we talked in October about exploration, and this is for iron ore, but we're talking about the fact that there's an awful lot of near-site exploration going on, and maybe not quite enough new projects, and a lot of licenses are being used. We also talked about the great things that have been done in Russia in terms of quality, the QA/QC, but also the information gathering in real time, and the use of electronic databases and being able to have this information very quickly. And we were talking about processing and of ores, and whether or not new technology being fully embraced, and also the efficiencies that can be gained. And then obviously infrastructure, and taking the concentrates straight into China in this example, and whether or not the finance will come straight back the other way from China, and what part of the Western the market will play in that, or whether China are just going to buy up everything and take equity stakes in things and supply all the equipment. At the end of the day, as long as you've got something in the ground, it really comes down to, can you get the capital from somewhere? There's lots of good projects at the moment, but it's not that easy to get capital. That's a major theme that comes out from any of these conferences at the moment. I'm sure you're going to learn a bit more about that. You're then going to need sort of a permit, the idea of a license to operate, whether that be a physical permit or a license, or whether it be more social, environmental issues. You're going to need people, and skilled people, and at the moment in the mining industry we seem to be poaching each other's people around the world and within each other's companies, but there's a need to train and to keep people competent. And then don't forget the fact that power is pretty expensive, and you're going to need it to wherever the mine site is, and you're going to need water as well. So they were the key sort of themes that come out of once you've done all the easy technical stuff, they're the ones that come up to make the project happen. Within the institute here, we like to think of us around a theme of the materials cycle. It's not just mining and minerals here, it's also the materials and what you do with that material. So it's a concept of digging the materials up, processing them, using them, reusing them, recycling them, and then if you have to, putting them into the ground as waste. From these gentlemen very shortly. It's my last ever event as president of this institution, because all the committee meetings, all the presentations I had to do have all come to an end. So in academia, consultancy, on the contracting side, actually operating, and how you keep up with that information. And I think this concept of, in the past it may have been Western consultants and others of the MINEX sort of community, now have access to Image, which is all the database. This is for 1 year offer. If you remember, you get it all the time. But for those who want to pass over and let the event begin proper, and I'll pass over to the moderator, who is John Edwards.